Hey guys, MaxLPQueen here, and welcome back to some more Pokemon Y2 Nuzlocke. In the last episode, we did some stuff in the town, and I told you that we were going to take on the gym in this episode, so that's exactly what we are going to do. This is not going to be live commentary, as they call it, because it is actually post-commentary. It's a long story, and we'll probably get into it in a little bit, but, basically, we're going to take on the gym in this episode and the gym leader and hopefully get ourselves our 8th and final badge. I can't believe that we're actually almost ready to go to the Elite Four. This has been a long time coming. We have actually started this game probably like a year ago, and it's now finally coming to a conclusion. Now that I have pretty much a good schedule to where I can record things and get things done. So it's been nice to be able to do this. We're basically going to have Virizion and Klinklang for this gym because Klinklang knows those electric type moves and then Virizion knows those grass type moves, which will help us out a lot because if you couldn't tell, this is a water type gym. So it's going to help us out a lot to have these two on our team. I did some research off screen about the Elite Four, and it turns out we are going to need a ghost type and a dark type, which we already have. I believe Chandelier is ghost and dark type, so we got that covered. And then we're going to need a fighting type and a bug type. We do have the fighting type though in Virizion, and we have the bug type in MaxLPQueen, so we are good there. We're also going to need a psychic type or a flying type as well, and we do have the flying with MaxLPQueen because MaxLPQueen is flying bug type, and we also have the fighting type and the not the fighting type. We also have the ice type or dragon type because we need those as well, but we have the ice type with Beartic, and then we also have Vaporeon in there who has Shadow Ball on it, which would help out a little bit, and Vaporeon's pretty much a tank, so I think it's going to stay on the team. It's got a great nature and everything else. The only thing that we don't have that we need is a psychic type. We need a psychic type for, I believe, one of the people in the Elite Four. Pretty much we're all covered. We don't necessarily need a steel type, so Klinklang probably will not be the best to use. So we're probably not going to be using Klinklang, but you know, we will stick with him for this episode just because of that discharge and bullet switch that he has on him. It's going to help us out a bunch, and I've been thinking a lot about using that Lunatone that we have in the PC that we just caught because it is, I believe, level 40, and that will help us out in the Elite Four against one of the Elite Four members. I'm not going to say which one. I'm not going to spoil anything. I mean, I know the games have been out for a while, but if you haven't seen or heard about this game, then you might not know who they are, and this would be the first time that you're seeing who the Elite Four members are, so I don't want to spoil anything, but we will need those types. I'm very scared of the Elite Four, so I definitely want to be prepared. So Lunatone was obviously an option. I'm thinking about using it. And then also, we do have a Duo soon, I believe, or a Solosis, one of the two, in our box, and that's just a plain psychic type. I kind of wanted to get dual typing because it seems to help us out more than it hinders us, and Lunatone is rock type, which would be pretty sturdy against some that were trying to one-hit kill us, because I believe it actually has the ability sturdy too, so it might not be a bad idea. I'm thinking I'm leaning more towards Lunatone, so we're probably going to use it. And we'll put Klinklang in the box. Even though we've had Klinklang for a short time, and I've never used one before, it's very bulky. It's just, I want to be prepared for the Elite Four, and if we have something that's just kind of useless that we don't really need on our team, then I don't see why we need to have it. But he will be some power that we will have in the PC if we ever did need him in the future. Which I don't think we would, because after the Elite Four, the game's pretty much over. But anyway, now that I've got that figured out, I'm pretty well ready for the Elite Four. But anyway, I want to talk about why this is post-commentary and why it's actually not the way it's supposed to be. It was originally supposed to be live commentary, which it was, or at least I thought it was. Turns out it actually wasn't. I was doing some recording a couple days ago, or yesterday, I don't remember what day it was, and I had about 2.5 to 3 hours of good solid recording time to where nobody was here, it was real quiet in the house, and I was able to get things done. So I decided to start up something a little bit different that I've never done before. I thought it might be something good that I could try. Since now I have a little bit more experience, I have a little bit better equipment and things to work with. Before I wasn't able to do anything but Pokemon, so I'm ready to change and do something different for the new year. So I was working on that, and for that I actually don't need the same software that I use for my Pokemon stuff. So I wasn't thinking about it, and when I went back to record some Pokemon, I had realized that I had turned my microphone off for my recording software. I had it turned off because I didn't need it. I had another device, or not another device, but another, I don't know what to call it, another program that records audio files that I didn't really need the old one for. But when I went back to Pokemon, I had to use the old one again. So I had my microphone off, and I recorded like a couple episodes of White 2, so there's probably going to be another episode that'll be post-commentary as well. And some other Let's Plays that I was doing, I recorded some of those too, and they have absolutely no sound whatsoever on them, except for the in-game audio, which you can hear. You can't hear any of my voice, so I had to go back and pretty much redo all of these with my own commentary added in later on, which doesn't bother me. It's just, it kind of does, yet it doesn't. I was pretty much expecting that I would mess something up. If I had that much time to record, something had to go wrong. But obviously, everything kind of did work out okay, because I'm able to do it now and it'll be fine. It's not that big a deal. Also, I had originally felt that the commentary that was on the game before wasn't the best anyway, so it's good to go ahead and redo things over sometimes. I believe we're actually on the last gym trainer, so after we take down this gym trainer, we will be at the gym leader, and by the way it's looking, I'm probably just going to heal everybody up with healing items, because going back to the beginning would probably be a terrible idea, since I could barely figure out how to get through to the gym leader. When I finally figured it out, it seemed complicated, and I know people were probably yelling at me like, oh, this is how you do it. And then I finally figured out how to do it, and I made sure that I healed everybody up, because I didn't want to go back and do that all over again. Obviously not. So I decided that I was going to lead with Kling Clang, so we can have those nice electric type moves to begin with. And I also wanted to go ahead and save the game though, because I've been having some trouble with my emulator as of late, and it's not been wanting to cooperate with me, so I had to make sure that I saved everything as many times as I could, because if something had happened and I'd lost all that data, I would have had to redo everything all over again, and that's just so frustrating to me to have to do that. I don't like it at all. But we finally defeated all of the gym trainers, and now we're going to take on Marlin, who is the gym leader. He is the 8th and final gym leader, and he replaced the 8th gym leader, which was originally, I think, Drayden or Iris. I'm not too sure. I know there originally was a different one. I believe Icarus City or something like that had a gym that we could battle at, and it got replaced with a different gym. I don't know, things just got changed in White 2 and Black 2 from the originals. So we're going to go ahead and take him on, and he's got a Caracosta that he leads with, and of course it has Sturdy on it. So he's going to use Bite on me, which I don't know why, because he's just raising my attack with my justified ability. So I'm predicting him to go ahead and Hyper Potion, which is what he does. So I went for the Giga Drain so that I could get all of my health back, and I believe I'm probably going to bring him right back down to the Sturdy again, because I think Caracosta is water and rock type, so this would be like 4 times super effective on him, and it would not kill it in one hit, so he's gonna go ahead and not go for the healing item this time. And I actually didn't even know I could have used fighting type moves on it too. It might have just took it out in one hit. Double kick tends to break through sturdy because it's a 2-turn attack. Next he's gonna lead out with his Whelmer, and Whelmer I was kind of scared of because these things can learn bounce, I believe. So I tried one energy ball and hoped it would take it out, but it didn't. And I knew it was going to use bounce, so in order to save Virizion and not kill it, I went into Kling Clang, and of course he landed the bounce, which usually when I switch in they don't land, but he landed the bounce, paralyzed me, used a Scald, which did quite a bit to Kling Clang, but thankfully we took care of that Wailord. And now I believe his last Pokemon is a Jellicent. I don't think he has any more. I think he has just 3. So I decided to send in Virizion. That way I could get my health back if I needed to. And I also wanted to go ahead and use a full restore on Kling Clang because it was paralyzed and I didn't want the paralysis on it if I needed to bring it back in. So I used the Giga Drain on this thing, and it was actually super effective, so it looked like it was going to be a two-hit kill, but then the Jellicent activated its Citrus Berry, so it didn't turn out to be a 2-hit kill, and he was using that Ominous Wind because he was trying to get those stat raises, so I was definitely ready to get this thing out of there. I went for the Giga Drain again because I wanted to get my HP back. I didn't want to take any chances of losing Virizion. And then it turns out Jellicent actually knows Recover. So I was kind of done with this thing, and I went for an Energy Ball because I believe that's our strongest move. And that's what done in the Jellicent. So we have taken care of the final gym leader, Marlin. Virizion is going to grow to level 52, which is just fine by me. And we have defeated leader Marlin. We are totally rocking. We got a lot of money for that, which is awesome. And that's gonna do it. You don't just look strong, you're strong for reals. Oh, I was swept away too. Oh yeah, yo, I was so surprised that I forgot. I gotta give this to you. And here we go, we've got our final badge, which I believe is a wave badge. So that means we're ready for the Elite Four, ladies and gentlemen. We are ready for the Elite Four. That was the final badge in our badge case. The wave badge. Yep, I was right. That's the wave badge. The Unova region's new badge. It's pretty sweet, right? Now you got all the badges, so you can be tight with any Pokemon. And he's going to give us TM as well. TM 55, I believe, for a Scald, which can also inflict burns. We might give that to Vaporeon and get rid of like muddy water or something, because it would always be nice to be able to get off a burn on someone. Marlin's just gonna swim away, of course. Apparently he doesn't want to stay with his gym, he just wants to swim away. He gets so many challengers that probably come here and just leave because he don't stay with his gym. But we have finally done it, but unfortunately we can't go to the Elite Four yet because we still have much more to do. We have to take care of Team Plasma. Hugh was waiting for us outside of the gym, and now we are finally ready to talk to him. You got all the badges. You're really something. Usually you'd go to the Pokemon League now, but dealing with Team Plasma comes first. Apparently it does. Sup, yo? What's this Team Plasma you're talking about doing? Team Plasma does things like steal my sister's, steal people's Pokemon. They plan on conquering Unova by using Pokemon to freeze its solid. They're really evil. Haven't you heard of them, Marlin? Why would he have heard of them? He lives on a secluded island, and he's a gym leader that swims in the water all the time. Hugh's obviously looking out for himself. He doesn't care nothing about Team Plasma. I could have said no, and maybe he wouldn't have helped us, but he probably still would have. Wouldn't it have been great if it could have been like different, if you would have said no, Team Plasma's not bad, and Marlin would have been like, oh, well, I don't think I'll need to help you then, because they're not bad. Man, That kind of got me down, but our opponent is Team Plasma. We have to focus, but before that, we have to find out where they are. We'll split up. You check Route 22. Got it? Okay, so we're supposed to go and check Route 22, but I believe we're going to do that in the next episode, because this episode has been an okay length, and it was about time that we get it ended. I believe I'm going to actually go ahead and use Lunatone and just put the EXP share on it. That way we'll have it for the next episode, because we don't really need Kling Klang anymore. So I'm just going to switch everyone around here, because I believe Razion is our highest level now. Everyone else is around 50 and 51, which I believe is on par with the Elite Four. So luckily we're okay with that. And then I think we're actually going to go ahead and end off the episode. Obviously next time, if I decide to go with the Lunatone, then I will definitely have to do grinding later, but for now I'm not going to be able to grind anything. We're just going to focus on getting rid of Team Plasma so that we can get to the Elite Four. And obviously we can catch a couple more encounters, I believe. You can catch one on Victory Road as well, so maybe something good will turn up there and we will have a chance. But for now, we're going to end it off here, so I will see you guys in the next episode of our Pokemon White 2 Nuzlocke.